I wouldn't give a bean to be a fancy pants marine. I'd rather be a dog-faced soldier like I am. I wouldn't trade my old goatees for all the Navy's done.
The United States Army's Third Infantry Division was one of the most storied and decorated units of World War II, playing a key role in many of the major campaigns and battles of the war in Europe. According to the United States Army Center of Military History, the 3rd Infantry Division suffered a total of almost 20,000 battle casualties, including over 3,500 killed in action, over 1,000 missing, and almost 15,000 men wounded in action. Audie Murphy, who rose from private to company commander in the 3rd Infantry Division, was one of the most decorated men in World War II. The division landed in North Africa in 1942, then invaded Sicily in 43, landed in Anzio in 44 and fought forward to liberate Rome, and then in 44 also invaded France, came up through the French mountains, a Como pocket, across the Rhineland, and captured Nuremberg, a Nazi stronghold. Hello and welcome to Veterans Medals Workshop. I'm your host, Frank Foster, and today we start a very new and interesting series. We're going to take a look at all of the combat divisions, the key combat divisions that fought in the European theater in World War II.
I wouldn't give a bean to be a fancy pants marine. I'd rather be a dog-faced soldier like I am. I wouldn't trade my old goatees for all the Navy's dungarees, for I'd go walk and ride up the sand.
One of the questions that I receive more frequently than any other is, how do I find out the medals, the military honors that my dad or my granddad earned when fighting in Europe in World War II? So we're going to look at the decorations and medals of the men of the 3rd Infantry Division earned over 75 years ago, because they can serve as a powerful way to honor and commemorate their service and sacrifice and pass down their legacy to future generations, educate others on the importance of their service, and demonstrate the respect for their contribution to our country. We'll take a look at the campaigns they participated in by date, and we'll provide you with a reference below on that. We'll take a look at the major unit awards that they earned and the dates they earned them, so you can have that as a reference below. And then we'll take a look at the medals that every soldier who served in World War II in the European theater would have earned. And we'll look at the difference in the medals that a combat infantryman or combat medic would have earned as opposed to an artilleryman or a supply sergeant. I think you'll find it very interesting. And it should answer almost all of your questions. And we'll try to provide all the references that you need to check on down below. Okay, come on, let's go. Shoulder sleeve insignia of the 3rd Infantry Division, also known as the Rock of the Marne, features a blue and white diagonal stripe with 3 white claws representing the 3 battle honors awarded to the division for action during World War I, when General Pershing called it one of the finest divisions in the fighting he had ever seen. The blue background represents the infantry, and the white stripes represent the 3 major battle honors. On your right, on the Ike jacket, the divisional crest in World War II featured a blue and white shield with diagonal stripes, representing the same symbolism as the shoulder sleeve insignia. During World War II, every Army organization had a shoulder sleeve insignia. If you start at the very top center, there were the Army Ground Forces, and underneath them were the Army groups. In the armies, you should recognize the example of a 3rd Army, and then the Army Corps. And then under the Corps were the infantry divisions, such as the 3rd Infantry Division. And the spearhead, the hard-fighting units of an infantry division, were its infantry regiments. Just because you really want to know, shown on your left is the current distinctive unit insignia of the 3rd Infantry Division with its French motto, "We shall remain there." And then is the famous 7th Infantry Division distinctive unit insignia of the Cotton Balers, who trace their history all the way back to fighting under Andrew Jackson in the War of 1812. Then the 15th Infantry Regiment, and I show 2 variations of the unit crest or distinctive unit insignia, the Can-Do Regiment, and then the 30th Infantry Regiment, which carries the division motto, Rock of the Marne. The 3rd Infantry Division had over 530 days in combat, the most of any unit in World War II. And if you take a look at the campaigns and the number of arrowheads that indicate assault landings, you'll be truly impressed. Algeria-French Morocco with arrowhead, Tunisia, Sicily with arrowhead, Naples, Anzio with arrowhead, liberation of Rome-Arno, southern France with arrowhead, the Rhineland, Ardennes, Alsace, and Central Europe. That's incredible. So if you looked at the campaign medal for the European, African, Middle East campaign, you would see arrowheads and 2 silver stars to indicate 5 campaigns. Not every veteran of the 3rd Infantry Division would have 10 campaign stars. Remember, they had 15,000 casualties. The Presidential Unit citations earned by the 3rd Infantry Division were initially called Distinguished Unit Citations, and they were awarded with a cloth insignia, as shown in the upper left, first award and second award. Then that was changed to the blue ribbon with the gold frame, as shown in the lower left. The award of the Presidential Unit Citation was the equivalent of an individual's award of the Distinguished Service Cross. In addition, the unit earned the French Croix de Guerre with Palms for action in the liberation of French Morocco, the French Cross of War with Palms for liberation of Italy, the Belgian Fourragère, the Belgian Cross of War with Palm for service, the Luxembourg Cross of War for service, and the Netherlands Orange Lanyard for service in the liberation of the Netherlands. Special thanks to Medals of America in Fountain Inn, South Carolina, for providing all the medals and badges that you see in the show today. And if you enjoy these shows, please give us a like and subscribe. That will keep us on the air. So, and give us your feedback in the comments below. Okay, let's keep going. During World War II, the War Department designated 3 theaters of operation. On your left, the Pacific Theater, you can see the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal. It was awarded for service there. In the center, the United States, or the American Theater, and the blue ribbon is the representation of the American Campaign Medal. And then the one that we're interested in, the European, African, Middle East Theater. So let's now take a look at the basic medals that every soldier who served in the 3rd Infantry Division in World War II will have earned. Starting on your left is the American Campaign Medal, which the soldiers would have earned for their period of training in the United States. And then the European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal, which we showed all of the 10 campaigns on. And then finally, at the end of the war, the Victory Medal. So the young soldier's basic display would look like this. His unit patch of the 3rd Infantry Division, the American Campaign Medal on the left. In the center, the European Campaign Medal, I'll call it the ETO Medal, with the appropriate arrowheads and campaign stars. And then the Victory Medal. And then probably a Presidential Unit Citation as well as his marksmanship badges. But in all probability, he would also have the Good Conduct Medal if he was an enlisted man, because in 1941, the Army changed the regulation, and the Good Conduct Medal could be awarded with 1 year's service. In that case, the soldier's display case would look like this: the Good Conduct Medal, the American Campaign Medal, the ETO Medal with the appropriate campaign stars, and the Victory Medal, along with his unit awards and his marksmanship badges. The marksmanship badges awarded during World War II in the U.S. Army are shown here. Starting in your upper left was the expert rifleman, and then to the right of it was the expert with the carbine. Then down below in the lower left-hand corner would be the sharpshooter, and then the marksman. And each one of the badges had a qualifying bar underneath it. There's a great video out on all of the Army marksmanship badges if you want to learn more. Of the 3rd Infantry Division soldiers who stayed in Germany past 30 days, they would be authorized the later issued Occupation Medal of Germany with the Germany bar. And the 3rd Infantry Division stayed in Würzburg, Germany. So now this veteran infantry soldier or veteran of the 3rd Infantry Division would have an impressive display of medals: the Good Conduct, the American Campaign, the ETO with campaign medals, the Victory Medal, and the Occupation Medal with Germany bar. But wait, remember I showed you the 3 large infantry regiments? Well, in 1947, General Marshall declared that the infantry soldiers of the Third Infantry Division especially, but for all infantry soldiers in World War II who earned the Combat Infantry Badge or the Combat Medical Badge, would be authorized the Bronze Star for meritorious service. Now, the Bronze Star is authorized in 2 degrees, one for valor as shown on the left, and it has a V device affixed on both the ribbon and the drape, and one for meritorious service, and it is presented without a V device. So an infantry soldier, in this case one of the 7th Infantry Division, the Cotton Balers, which were, by the way, the guys that liberated Hitler's Eagle's Nest at Berchtesgaden, his case would look like this. His unit insignias, his Combat Infantry Badge, the Bronze Star, Good Conduct Medal, American Campaign ETO Medal with Campaign Stars, Victory Medal, Occupation Medal, and Unit Awards. And with the division taking over 15,000 casualties, well, you can expect that quite a number of the 3rd Infantry Division soldiers earned the Purple Heart Medal as shown here. 3rd Infantry Division veteran who came home at the end of a war with 4 ribbons, well, really could be authorized 6 medals as shown on the right. So obtaining and displaying the military decorations and campaign medals of 3rd Infantry Division veterans demonstrates respect for their service and sacrifice and acknowledges their contribution to our country and can serve as a reminder of our importance of supporting and honoring those who have served. So a first-class display that commemorates a 3rd Infantry Division veteran service in World War II would look like this. It would have a division patch in the top center, and then his badges or insignia of unit of assignment, his rank badges, his decorations like the Bronze Star or Purple Heart and Good Conduct Medal, his campaign medals with the appropriate campaign stars. It would also have his shooting badges or marksmanship qualification badges, and normally a very small little pin called the ruptured duck, which was the honorable discharge button that every veteran received, and they wore it proudly on their suit jackets, as well as a nameplate that describes the name and the unit of assignment and their period of service. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, please give us comments or even better, a like or subscribe. That'll keep us on the air. And don't forget, all of the campaign credits and all of the unit award credits are listed below. So, see you next time on Veterans Medals Workshop.